welcome back to my channel. So currently I am getting ready. I already went ahead and put some foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the rest of my makeup while I talk to you guys. So this video, as you can see in the title, is a little update about my recovery. If you don't already know what I got done, then you can go ahead and stop this video and go watch that one first. Or you can wait till the end of this video and it will be there for you guys to go ahead and click on. So I just wanted to do an update. So currently I am almost 6 months. I'm like 5 months and a half right now. And I just wanted to answer a few questions that you guys might have. I mentioned before I start this, I am not whatsoever saying go get surgery. It's okay to have surgery. No, it's up to you. You do you. And all I ask is that if you do decide to do surgery, to do your research, because it's honestly scary to be reading about all those stories about these girls who they don't make it out. So I did mention in my other video, but I just want to remind you guys, I have like no hate. I get it, like if you guys don't have the money and if you guys want to go get it done in TJ, you know, it's completely okay with me. Like I did some surgery in TJ too, so that's fine to do it in TJ. Just do your research. Don't just go to anyone in TJ just because of the cost. Like, do your research. There's people who are really, really good out there. So like I said, I was gonna do it in TJ, mainly because, if I'm being honest, mainly because of the cost. I was a little impatient. Me wanting to get the surgery, I was a little impatient. I didn't want to wait and I just wanted to get it done, which honestly is not good to do. And I was thinking I can go to TJ, I have enough money for TJ. But did I do the research? No, not at that time. But then I literally waited like 2 years, did research, and after those 2 years I ended up doing it here. I decided that I found a good doctor and I was gonna get a quote from him and see like what he was gonna charge me. And to me, it wasn't like, the price wasn't like TJ price, but it wasn't as high as they really do it here, because I know that there are places here that are like 18, 20, sometimes even 40. And I was just like, payment plans for other people, but all of them required me to pay the day of the surgery. And I was trying to get the surgery done, like I said, quick. And after waiting those 2 years, I wasn't gonna wait anymore. I wanted to get it done. And I'm so glad I went with the surgeon I went with, because he did a really good job. I will say, if you do decide to do this, that it is painful. Like, I've had my breast done and it's nothing compared to that. Like, my breast was like a piece of cake. Like, honestly, it was just a little pressure on my boobs, but it wasn't even that bad. And then when I got my hips done, it was the next day. It was so hard for me to walk. Like, it hurt so bad. And funny thing is that my pain tolerance is pretty good. Like, I probably shouldn't be comparing it to this, but just like letting you guys know, I've gotten tattoos in areas that are supposed to hurt, and they haven't hurt me. Like, those areas didn't even hurt for me. So when I went through the surgery and I heard like, oh, it was gonna be like, when I went through the surgery and I seen all these videos about girls doing it, I'm like, you know what? Like, they're in pain, but might not be me, because to be honest, my pain tolerance is really good. But no, that first day out, oh my God, that first day out, it hurt so bad. I was lucky enough to have gone to that surgeon because their team had actually called me that night, and they were just checking up on me and telling me how I was doing, and I told them that I was in so much pain. Like, my hips were hurting so bad, and I thought that night that was the worst part. My hips were hurting, that it just hurt to walk. It was not the worst part. I had catheter attached to me. If you don't know what that is, it's just like a little tube that kind of drains you. And I had it attached to basically my lower areas. Okay, I got jeans on because obviously I'm not gonna get naked in the camera, but there was 2 tubes here, which I actually still have like the little scar of that. And there was 1 tube right here. And it was like 3 little tubes, and the little pouch where you empty it was right here. I had to have it here. And every time it would get filled, I'd have to go to the bathroom and empty it. Okay, and those tubes, I had to have it for the first like 3 days. So I ended up staying at a hotel, which honestly, if you're not from that area and if you do decide to do it with him, then I recommend to get a hotel. But do not get a hotel with high beds, because we had high beds, and to get down and for me not to pull on the wire was hard. Like, I had times where I pulled on it a little bit and it hurt so bad. So remember to not get high beds, and also be careful not to pull the wire. But after those 3 days, they took it off and I felt a lot better. The only thing is, I mean, it's also expected, because when the first time I went in there, I saw this lady and she was walking a little funny. But I mean, it makes sense because, you know, she was in pain, and that was exactly me. After those 3 days that they took it off, that was me. Like, I was still walking funny because things were still, it was still hurting to walk the right way. And I was not able, another side note, and I don't know if I mentioned before, but you're not supposed to sit for the first 6 weeks. Like, the most you can do that, the better your results will be. And I had times, and I was kind of gonna be like calling out my mom, but I had times where my mom would see me and she would be like, just sit, like, who cares, you're already 4 weeks, just sit. But I was like, no, the doctor said don't sit for 6 weeks to get the best results. I'm gonna get the best results, and I'm not gonna sit for 6 weeks. So for 6 weeks, I was either standing, or I would eat like standing, or I would go on my knees, but I would put a pillow because I do have like hardwood floor. So I would put a pillow to be more comfortable. Or I would just lay down, I would also lay down like on my stomach, which is kind of crazy because, to be honest with you, I was not like, it would hurt me to lay down like that. Like at the beginning, it was really hard for me to get used to because since I did my boobs, it was something that, it was just something I never really like, I never would put pressure on my boobs. Since I did my boobs, I was like not putting pressure on them, but this was the first time that it was like I had to do it because of my hips, you know. And because I did my hips, my butt was a little, it was a little, I guess, tender too, and I couldn't lay on it either. For the surgery, I had to basically lay on my stomach, and that was something that was a little hard for me to get used to because originally I'm a side sleeper, and that's actually something the surgeon and I talked about. He said that being like, sleeping like that sometimes can make you have those hip dips, you know. And there was one hip that apparently had more of a dip than the other, and he believed that that was probably the hip that I would sleep in most. So I, even after surgery, I tried to avoid sleeping on my side. I don't sleep on my side anymore. And all I do is I sleep either on my stomach or facing up. I do prefer facing up because I did a little research about it too, and facing up is actually the best position that you could lay on. All the other positions that you sleep in, you technically need a pillow for something. You need a pillow so that it doesn't mess up something, except for when you're sleeping up. I got my own fat transferred there on my hips. I did not want implants. That's just me, honestly. I didn't want it. I didn't want them. I was a little scared to get them there, so I preferred having my own fat, and it kind of worked out since the pandemic, like during that 2020 era. I gained weight, and I know a lot of people did too, but I gained weight and I was on my way to losing it, honestly. And then I researched about how you could have your own fat transferred there, and I was just like, maybe I should keep it. I should keep it because they could take it off and they could put it there, and I would prefer that 100% more than implants. So I did that. I kept it, and I remember, I don't think I've told you guys this, but I just want to tell you guys just to let you know. So I remember I contacted this doctor in TJ, and I'm being like completely honest with you guys because I want to let you guys know what happened to me, because this, I don't know, it's just personally me, because I work out a lot and I didn't think I had gained like that much. It did hurt me when the doctor said this, but I had contacted a doctor in TJ, and I told him that if I can use like my own fat and all this, you know, I gave him all the details of what I wanted to do, and he told me to send him photos. He told me that I had gained a lot of weight, that I had to do tummy tuck, and I was just like, I don't know, I did not want to do that. that was 100% something that I didn't want to do either. I told him, if that's what I have to do, if that's what you think I'm gonna have to do, then I'm gonna lose the weight, and once I lose enough weight, then I'll go and just do the lipo 360 with the, they called it BBL, but it honestly was just my hips. And I told him that, and then during that time I was contacting other doctors too that I saw that were good. I contacted another one, and they had told me, like, I don't know why they told you that, because you are young, you're not very much overweight, you haven't had kids, so they should have never told you that. In fact, you could gain more weight. And I was just like, it shocked me, because when that first doctor told me that I would have to have a tummy tuck because I'm too big, I was literally like, that did hurt me, because as someone who's very athletic, like, to tell me that I was very overweight, like, I was just like, I work hard, like, I work hard to, you know, work out and all that. I try my best to work out, and sometimes I cannot go to the gym or somewhere. I try my best to be active, and so that was just a little side story. So that's why I'm saying to you guys, be careful if you guys contact a doctor in TJ, because he might not really do what's best for you. So also, after that whole thing, I ended up deciding to go, honestly, I went with the fourth surgeon that I've researched. I went with the fourth surgeon that ended up being here in Newport, and like I said, I absolutely love him. I'm gonna show you guys the results. So these are my results right now. Like I said, I am 5 months post-op. And these are my results. I'm going to show you guys a little bit. And as you can see here, he did like a little abs, which I honestly didn't ask for, but I love them. Like, I feel like my stomach looks just more toned and defined. So I 100% recommend him. And like I told you guys before, I will link everything down below, all his Instagram page. I will link it down below, and that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.